Good morning and welcome to another edition of Carpod Church. On a wet and wild and windy Wednesday morning, the lights of Bray are shining brightly in the darkening times of November. This morning we're continuing our reflections on what it means to be church in a very different and difficult time. And I wanted to really broadcast my message today using a mic. Of course, it's not attached to anything, but it is more of a symbol for us to reflect on part of this story of the early church as it emerged. Last week we talked about Peter and John healing the cripple who was outside the beautiful gate of the temple. And there's a lovely verse in Acts chapter 3 which said Peter took advantage of the situation. He grabbed his moment. He realized that such a dramatic thing had happened. God had healed this man, and people were gathering around, and they were talking, and they were excited, and they were wondering what's going on. And so he used the megaphone of the opportunity to proclaim what was happening, to explain what Jesus was doing, who Jesus was. And it was quite a powerful sermon, because we're told that by the end of it, nearly another 5,000 people had joined into their congregation, their community. And that was counting men, by the way, not women and children at those times. So you're looking at a community that's rapidly growing and expanding. Now, it might seem, well, look, that's back then. They had met Jesus. They were inspired by Jesus. They were changed by Jesus. Surely we can't be expected to do likewise. Well, this microphone actually teaches us an important lesson. You often see when people switch on a microphone, they'll start tapping it, dum, 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 just to see, is it on? We do this in Zoom meetings as well, but it's one of the things that really annoys me when I see somebody tapping a microphone, because right in the middle of that microphone head, there is actually a small little delicate piece of equipment that is responsible for carrying the voice that is spoken in and projecting it out through the sound system. Every time you tap a microphone like that, it actually endangers what is within. And some of us are quite nervous and scared about sharing our faith. It's not even so much that we hide it, it's just we don't use it in our daily lives. We often go to church on a Sunday, be it online or in person. We often do good deeds. We often read our Bible and prayer, but we don't tell people about it. We keep it to ourselves, and that's a pity. That's a pity for a couple of reasons. It's a pity because there's actually a message that we have that is hugely relevant and needed at this time. And by us being slightly delicate and scared and anxious that people will think different of us, that people will think we're Bible thumpers, or that we're trying to argue our way into their faith, that we will actually undermine the gospel, that we'll somehow undermine God's message. I think we need to have more courage than that. I think we need to explain to people in our daily lives, in our schools, in our classes, in our workplaces, in our sports club, whatever opportunity, on our walks with our friends, just in a very natural way to talk about what Jesus means to us. You see, that little mic that's hidden within this microphone is a really important part of projecting the message. And in the same way that we're like that little mic, God protects us, God surrounds us, God keeps us and is with us, and He will give us words. The Bible is very clear about that. He will work in partnership with us. He needs us in a strange way, but Almighty God needs us to be His voice, not just by what we say, but by what we do. But we shouldn't be afraid to say why our faith matters to us. We shouldn't be afraid to proclaim the good news that changes our lives. We shouldn't be ashamed of it, and we shouldn't be afraid of it. Believe me, I see this daily. People are crying out for the message of hope and love and joy and peace that we have. And it's not that we have to find magical words that'll convince. We just have to speak from our hearts, from the things that matter to us. Explain why our faith is important and show people gently why it could help them as well. It's a challenge, but it is an opportunity. Thank you.